Call the Vet. That's the name of the book we're talking about this morning, and it's covering the life of a woman, Donna, who spent 40 years on a South Valley horse and animal farm. Her escapades, her wild experiences, and the times that she had to, you guessed it, call the vet. Here with us today is the co-author of the book, Carl Lundin, along with the editor, Denise Baker. Guys, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about this book. Now, you read just a little bit about this. Donna was kind of a woman of the world. She had a lot of experiences and found her way to the South Valley on this farm. So tell us a bit about this book, Carl.
Well, it all started in 1968 when I convinced her we should sell our new house in the Heights and buy a horse farm
Okay.
to raise horses. So we got there, I got my raised horse, then she had to have a cow. And then she saw these cute little piglets. She didn't realize cute little piglets end up being 300-pound big
Right.
piglets.
Right.
Then the kids all joined 4-H. Then they had to have a goat, a sheep, rabbits, chickens, ducks, turkeys. Pretty soon we have a zoo. And then she realized that I leave town about a week every month, and she's in charge.
Wow.
And her activities and her experiences of being in charge are just usually a riot.
Yeah.
Actually, the vets convinced her she should write the book.
Really? Okay. So now, a lot of what drives this book, it's also really about how the vets kind of helped form her, that a lot of the information that she would get, you know, saying that they were the ones that convinced her to write the book, they were also really there to help in many ways other than just tending to the animals. Is that right?
Well, she'd never been on a farm in her life. And I'm an old farm boy. I knew what I was getting into. She had no idea. And Murphy's Law applies. Whatever can possibly go wrong,
Right.
the minute I leave town, it all goes wrong.
Right, of course, that's the way it works. So now the farm that this that y'all moved into, it's still a functioning farm?
It was homesteaded in 1870. Two of the buildings on the farm are still there that were there in 1870.
Okay.
The house was built in 1922, a big Troni adobe house. But the problem was, for the 20 years prior to the time we bought it, this old couple lived in it and they did no maintenance for 20 years.
Wow.
So when we bought it, the place was just a dog. And we had a 5-year plan of fixing it up. And here it is now, 45 years later, we're in the 3rd year of our 5-year plan.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So that's a lot going on. So, Denise, tell me, if someone wants to pick up this book, what are they going to walk away from? What sort of lessons, what experiences do you feel as the editor, someone that can kind of stand outside of the story and look at it in the objective eye? What are we going to walk away with as the audience?
Well, my mother was a very strong person, and she experienced so many different good and bad experiences. So she had cancer, and that's when they started writing the book, and she was losing her eyesight. But throughout all of the trials and tribulations, she had such a positive love for life. And I think what they'll get from this book is that no matter what life throws you, you just roll the punches and you just make it work.
That's great.
Keep
well,
going.
You know, a lesson I don't think that ever gets old, you know, regardless of what you're going through in life. I know everyone has different challenges, and so this sounds like a really great affirmative book, I guess you could say. Now, it's being released today?
It was actually released last week.
Last week, okay.
Right.
Right.
By Tate Publishing
Okay.
nationally.
Okay, now where can we pick up a copy?
It's available on all of the main lines like Barnes & Noble and Amazon and so forth, and you can buy a copy by calling me at the house. And
Oh, wow, and just
I'll
call the
get
author
you one.
straight. You never get to
We have a
just
website,
call
we
an
have
author up.
Facebook.
Plus,
Okay.
the
Little bit
nice
modern.
thing about this book is that after you read the book, you can actually come to the farm and see where it all happened.
Wow, that's got to be a great experience.
We'll give you a tour of the farm, and
Yeah.
including the wine cellar, which is still operating.
That's great.
Has actual, he still brews wine today. He
Yeah,
makes
good
wine.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's great. Well, folks, of course, we will have copies of links to where you can pick up this book at CASA.com. Just click on the CASA blog. Guys, thanks for coming in.